After my divorce, people would tell me about some single guy they knew, and my reaction was always the same. I was not ready to date again. I was still purging the belongings I'd acquired during my marriage because they wouldn't fit into the one bedroom I had in my mom's house. Trashing items I originally chose for the life I thought I would be living didn't really make me open to new experiences. There were a couple of guys at work who seemed interested in me, but I try not to repeat my mistakes. I have officially learned my lesson from dating in the workplace. I'm also pretty oblivious if they aren't direct. It's easy enough for me to miss the subtle signals, so I think more than a few of them took care of themselves. I did feel bad when I received an email invitation for coffee, and I declined only to see he left the company a month or so later. Surely that wasn't related. Eventually, my sister tried to fix me up with a friend of her husband's. My sister knows me better than most, so I decided to trust her. He had played football for a Division I school in college, so he was definitely taller than I was. He was also divorced, though at this point his was much more recent than mine. I was several years out of the divorce, but he was only a few months. We did go out, but it seemed he was still very hung up on his ex-wife. In the beginning, he would call me every day. If the kids were with their mom, we would see each other. If he didn't expect them to come by the house for anything, we would go back to his house to watch a movie and eventually end up in bed. Then he just vanished. I didn't know how to handle it when he suddenly stopped calling, so I just let him. Because I have a tendency to overthink nearly everything, I told myself he was probably busy or sick for the first couple of days. Then the longer it got, I wondered if he met someone else. We weren't exclusive, so there was no reason he couldn't go out with someone else. When he reappeared, he told me about the difficulty his teenage son was having adjusting to their divorce. As a child of divorce myself, I understood exactly how that felt and didn't think much of it. I thought it was good that he put his children first. He would drop in and out of my life every few months with a similar story, and we would talk about his kids or his recent drama with his ex. After a while, probably longer than should have been necessary, I realized I had become a booty call. He was the first man I dated after my ex-husband. My ex essentially ignored me and left me feeling unattractive. This guy definitely found me attractive. When he kissed me, I felt it in my toes. It was nice to know he actually wanted to kiss me, to have sex with me. The sex was hardly earth-shattering, but it was better than my ex-husband. Possibly because he wanted to be there. It wasn't like we explored the Kama Sutra. We used the same couple of positions over and over. But there is a distinct difference in knowing the person you are with actually wants to be with you in that moment. When he would disappear, it was easy to go along with his excuses, because I had enough to keep me busy without him. When he would call, I wasn't seeing anyone else. I wasn't waiting for him, but I wasn't actively dating anyone else either. In the beginning, I tried to tell myself I was fine with casual sex because I'd never done that, and I'm an adult now. It's fine. People seem to do it all the time. And again, it's not like I'm trying to date anyone else. But it turns out I am not fine with that. I kept ending up emotional again eventually. I would wonder what was wrong with me that he didn't want to have more of a relationship with me. But it turns out there's nothing wrong with me. It took a while, but I stopped seeing him. It actually took a crush on a coworker to give me a solid reason to stop seeing him, but it worked. I didn't date the coworker. Remember, I try not to repeat my mistakes, so I'm not doing that. But the attention I received from the coworker was enough to remind me that I deserved more, and I did stop talking to the booty call. Eventually, I met my current husband, who changed everything. He was the beginning of my FLR and my cuckold. If you haven't watched the previous videos, I encourage you to do so in order. They are a chronological account of my anxious, timid life to the current life I am leading now. If you're enjoying this content, please like and subscribe.